So Bowo is actually taking a swipe at Nelly, and he says that Nelly has contributed very badly, onto his career, and he goes on to say that Nelly had a very detrimental effect when he apparently associated with him and even caused his relationship. Now he's been talking so much, he's been speaking, and I feel like sometimes it's not even making sense. But hey, Bow Wow is actually unraveling something about Nelly, and of course, I think it's very alarming. Just you have to know some of the people you associate with, okay? So you don't get any influence if you don't want. This is the Change Something Axe News. We sit to digest into this particular conversation. Do well by subscribing to our platform. Click on the notification button so you get yourself abreast anytime we are active. Your thought and comments also would be appreciated inside the comment section. Join today's episode. Let's get interactive. Now, this is a very dicey conversation, I must be honest, because it's a very long interview that Bow Wow apparently had. And he was saying that Nelly kind of can't see his friendship with him had a very detrimental relationship. And according to him, he said Nelly contributed to his breakup with Sayara. Not just that, he said that the reason he's apparently not been able to survive in the music scene as a rapper is the fact that Nelly didn't support him. He didn't, give him the necessary advice and, association. It was all about himself. And I'm asking myself, like, what actually was he thinking? Like Nelly would have to spoon feed him and usher him into stages to perform. I think this is more about a big platform that everyone could shine in their own way. I don't think Nelly will be happy to say things like this. Bowa will be happy if Nelly also comes out to say stuff about him. It is a very huge, entertainment scene. Work for your own space, garner your own, masses, or I should say, army, and that's how it works for people in the industry. I don't understand why he's dragging Nelly in this conversation. Seriously, I don't understand why Bowo is dragging Nelly and saying to the extent that he says that I never knew that they even had a relationship or he had a relationship with Ciara. I had no idea. Seriously, like they were dating, they were having an affair, or it was a fling. Which was which? I'm seriously confused. But Bolo, whichever that happened or whatever that happened between you and Nelly, it's in the past. Learn to move on in life. Just also learn to appreciate what you have, and of course, do you. I mean, the world is big to accommodate everybody, so just be exceptional. Just do you. Feel very content with what you have. Do what you can. If people like it, they're actually going to buy into it. Nobody's actually going to hold your hands to say to lead you to your dreams. You have to work for it. You have to work towards it also. Okay? And so in as much as you feel like you're sharing your honest truth, sometimes I feel like it's inappropriate that we try to drag in people's names into our personal life because one way or the other they didn't help us, and nobody would help you if you're not willing to help yourself. That is the honest truth. Nelly is still doing rap, he's still doing music. I don't even know who he is. Who is Bo Wow? Sorry guys, but I have to ask, who is he? What's his most popular song? I have no idea who he is. Seriously, I seriously have no idea. But he's been talking. But let's just give you a glimpse about what he's been saying. It's quite a very long interview, so we cannot play the extensive conversation he had. But let's just give you some snippet about what he said and listen to it. Just take a listen at this.
That's when I became a man, and a lot of that came from Tip. You know what I mean? T.I. was Kawan Prather at the time, KP. You taught me. I'm younger, I'm a fresher brain, and I'm really out here doing this shit. So I really don't need you. Like, that's how I felt. And
Okay.
he was like, okay, well then do your thing. And I remember breaking his equipment in the studio.
What, you broke his equipment?
Yeah, I broke the equipment. I kicked over like the keyboard and I stormed out and I never came back. And a lot of people don't know during that third album, that's when I became a man. And a lot of that came from Tip. You know what I mean? T.I. was Kawan Prather at the time, KP. A&R my third album, Unleashed. And at that time, I was ready to quit. I didn't even want to rap no more because I was like, it just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? Being in the studio sessions, not having Jermaine in there, seeing Lil Jon, seeing Jazzy Fate, like all these dope producers work on my project, but it was like being traded to another team after you spent 8 years there. Like it was weird. And I remember me telling Tip one time, true shit. I said, hey, you can give me a Sprite? Like, you know, like he a runner. I'm like, he's writing, KP got this guy writing my records or, you know, helping me do things in the studio. He's supposed to be like my new Jermaine. Okay, whatever. I'm big. I'm super more famous than T.I. at this point.
Right.
Hella more famous. I'm like, yo, hey, while I'm writing, give me a Sprite. Man, Tip looked at me, and that was a day I kind of start having to, like, grow up. Tip looked at me, and that motherfucker said, hey, check this out here, pimp. I'm going to tell you something right now. Over here, partner, I don't know what y'all do over there, but JD ain't over here. Get your own goddamn sodas around this motherfucker, boy. I'm going to teach you how to be a motherfucking man, boy. Ain't no do-boys around here. Straight up. And I was like, yo. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to work with this motherfucking KP. That's how he talking to me, man. He must not understand. And then, you know, we created a great bond, man. And Tip taught me a lot, man. You know, it was times where I was so angry, I wanted to just diss the hell out of Jermaine on records, and he would be the one to, nah, we not gonna do that. Or, you know, we spent a lot of fucking time together. Like, we wrote that whole third album together. If you look on it, it's my name and Clifford Harris. My name, Clifford Harris. Like, we did the whole third album together, and that was right before he dropped King. This was before Urban Legend was out. Tip was the fucking shit. Like, but it didn't commercially get big for him right until after my third album died down. Then next thing you know, I just saw this motherfucking ATL, and the King album came out. I said,
right.
This the motherfucker that was in the studio working with me. Like,
right.
And it was cool. But I learned a lot from Tip. So Tip pretty much filled that void in my life around that third album. He was there every step of the way.
Now, the third album didn't have the same commercial success.
No,
as
we
the
went
first
gold.
two.
Yeah,
it wasn't gold,
yeah.
Which to most people is great, but after you're going multi-platinum, how did you accept that?
For me, it was a win.
Okay.
Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, we sold like 690 something thousand. And for me, that was a lot to do it without him. You know, I think a loss would have been if I didn't go gold. But the fact that I did go gold, and we did have a record with Baby, and we did put out My Baby with Jagged, and, you know, with Jagged, that kept that So Def shit going on, because we both wasn't signed to So Def at that time.
Yeah.
And, that's pretty much how everything kind of like unfolded for that project.